beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Wow, The Great Gatsby was a lot better than I thought it'd be. I think they just put the movie on Netflix.
Nikki, would you like to go see the baby?
I feel it should be great, Daisy.
Okay, well
Have you guys read Rise of the Colored Empires by Goddard?
Well, no.
This man has the whole thing figured out. We, as whites, have discovered all of the art and discovered every piece of science, so we should be the dominant race around the world.
Yes, darling, I couldn't agree more.
Was Tom really that obnoxious?
Yes, he really was that self-centered in all 3 versions of the Great Gatsby movie. His need to control a situation and make his opinion known actually makes it out to be a villain and shows insecurities. That mistress that you know about makes him feel powerful and clever, when in reality he's compensating for feeling incompetent. His pessimistic views contradict the optimistic views of the decade, and making him out to be the villain and the bad guy.
Poor Daisy.
Finger, it's all black
Let me get that.
You remind me of a rose, Nikki. A complete rose. Tom? Tom?
Don't you think?
Shh! I want to hear what's going on. You would think his lady would know better not to call during dinner.
What do you mean? Isn't his lady with him?
Haven't you heard? Tom's got a lady in New York.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Kind of rude for her to call during dinner.
Sorry, I just had to go outside. The nightingale is singing his song and it's just, oh, so romantic, isn't it, Tom?
Of course. So, Nikki, do you want to see the property?
Yeah, of course.
How's the business?
All right.
As always.
Well, look who it is. It's been too long. Go get some chairs, Wilson.
Sure. I want to see you. Take the next train.
If you insist.
I'll meet you at the train station. It does her good to get away. Her husband's so dumb he doesn't even know he's alive.
1 hour later.
Neither of them can stand the person they're married to.
Daisy, Daisy, Daisy.
Wait, I thought Tom loved Myrtle. Why did he just hit her?
That's what I thought too. I think he's jealous of Wilson in some way for being married to me because he always makes fun of him for being a loser. Tom has me enough of the time and knows I love him. But how come he still cares so much about Daisy? He's so possessive. He wants to have everything. Would he really slap the person he loves?
Is that really love then?
I know your wife, Mr. Buchanan.
Is that so?
Indeed, old sport.
I wonder where the devil he met Daisy. By God, I may be old-fashioned in my ideas, but women run around too much these days to suit me.
I do believe they're old friends.
So that's so. I must be on my way, Mr. Gatsby. But how about I make it to one of your next parties?
Certainly, I'd be delighted to have you.
Why is Tom so controlling over who Daisy's friends with? Is he already suspicious of Gatsby?
Tom's a suppressive and manipulative person in general. So when something is happening that he feels is out of his control, or there is something he does not approve of, he starts to panic. His way of controlling the situation is to go to the party to gain more information about Gatsby and to observe Gatsby and Daisy's relationship. Tom is not yet suspicious about Gatsby and Daisy's affair, but he has anxiety over not knowing Gatsby and his relationship with Daisy. He feels in some sense that Daisy is too good for him and will run off with Gatsby. He uses his affair with Myrtle to justify his inferior feelings to Daisy. His controlling and demanding manipulative ways appear in both movies and the novel.
Ugh, Tom's such a hypocrite.
Oh, these things excite me so.
Look around. You must see the faces of many people you've heard about.
I was actually just thinking, I don't know a soul here. My wife just went.
I mean, she's probably around somewhere.
Who is Gatsby anyway? Some bootlegger?
Where did you hear that?
I didn't hear it. I imagined it. I would really like to know what this chap does. I'm going to make a point of finding out. Daisy, it's time to leave.
Good night, Nikki.
Bye, Daisy. Bye, Tom.
Tom's definitely suspicious of Daisy and Gatsby's relationship now.
Yes, but more so in the movie than in the book. In the book, he doesn't acknowledge any skepticism of an affair until later on. But in the movie, his doubtful questions and notable interest in Gatsby leaves the audience thinking he is suspicious of an affair between Gatsby and Daisy. Somehow he didn't realize the parallels between how he feels about Daisy and Gatsby to how she feels about him.
With ourselves this afternoon. And the day after that, and the next 30 years?
Don't be so morbid, Daisy. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall.
Who wants to go to town? You look so cool. You always look so cool.
Come on, Daisy! What's the matter? If we're gonna go to town, let's start! Come on, Daisy. I'll take you in the circus wagon.
You take Nick and Jordan. We'll follow you in the coupe.
Well, you must think I'm pretty dumb, don't you? I've been making an investigation into this man.
And he found he was an Oxford man?
Oxford, New Mexico.
Gatsby warned us about gas, Tom.
We have enough to get to town.
There's a garage right there.
Let's have some gas.
Gas would be nice.
I don't mean to interrupt your afternoon, Mr. Buchanan, but see, I need money real bad. I was wondering what you were going to do with that car of yours.
What do you need money for all of a sudden?
My wife and I are going west. I just got wised up to do something funny these last 2 days, and now she's going whether she wants to or not.
I'll let you have this car.
It seems as though Tom is losing everything he had secured just weeks earlier. How will he choose which relationship to salvage, and how will this impact his character?
Tom is a character built on the belief that he is always one step ahead of everyone. The realization that I, his wife, have been with Gatsby, coupled with the new knowledge that the mistress of his will be gone forever, panics him. He solves his problems by running away from them or buying them off. But as his two lives pull him separate ways, he will choose his reputation over the well-being of anyone else. This distant, haughty man is now at the mercy of his mistakes as he begins to become undone.
I wonder how he's going to handle this.
Open the window, it's so hot!
It'll make it 10 times worse by crabbing about it.
Let her alone. You were the one who wanted to come to town, old sport.
All this old sport business. Where do you pick that up?
Tom, don't be rude!
By the way, Mr. Gatsby, I understand you're an Oxford man.
Well, not exactly. I was only there for 5 months, so I can't exactly call myself an Oxford man.
What kind of row are you trying to cause in my house anyway?
He isn't causing a row. You are. Have some self-control.
Self-control? I suppose you expect me to sit back while Mr. Nobody makes love to my wife. I know I'm not very popular. I don't give big parties. I suppose you've got to make your house a pigsty if you want to have friends in the modern world.
Your wife doesn't love you. She's never loved you. She's loved me. She's loved me for the past 5 years.
5 years?
We couldn't meet, but we've loved each other the entire time.
You're crazy. Daisy loved me when she married me, and she loves me now. I love her too. I may have my sprees, but I always come back.
Really? Do you know why we left Chicago? No? Well, you haven't heard about that spree?
Daisy, tell him you love me the entire time, and it'll all be over.
Never?
There, Jay. Oh, you want too much. I love you now. Isn't that enough? Daisy? Oh.
You listen here. There are things between me and Daisy that you'll never know. And Daisy, I'm gonna take better care of you.
She's leaving you.
It's really not for a common swindler like you who would have to steal the ring. Why don't you just take her home?
Does Tom really think that Daisy's betrayal is any different than what he's doing to her?
Tom's need to feel in control and knowledgeable of every situation is tested when he figures out that the people who he thought were his friends were never on his side. He feels betrayed that they all knew and didn't tell him, so he feels the need to belittle the situation and hide how much the affair truly hurts him. He makes Daisy feel guilty enough so that he sends her home with me, knowing the affair will not continue. He can't see his own faults and feels that he is the victim.
Victim? More like villain.
Wilson got some business. See what's happened. What happened here?
Killed on impact. Didn't stop. Big yellow car.
Listen, the car I was driving earlier, it isn't mine. The yellow one, I know who it belongs to. Howard didn't even stop his car.
I should really be getting home now.
Look, I have some important insight. He chose his reputation because it was the easiest way out. In his world, life isn't real. Tom wasn't willing to risk the comfort of the life he'd always known to divorce Daisy and be with Myrtle. He didn't even have the guts to face Gatsby for what he did to Myrtle. He had poor Wilson finish the job. That's the problem with these people. They live vicariously through real people and use them like puppets. When real people always end up hurt, but Tom Buchanans of the world just slip inside their marble palaces and close their curtains when playtime is over.
Again, I finished the book The Great Gatsby, as well as 2 movie adaptations. One character I was particularly interested in was Tom Buchanan, the husband of Daisy. While he's seen as a villain throughout the book, by analyzing his portrayal by chapter, I found that Tom is also a symbol for the fears and insecurities that a decade full of opulence and irresponsibility hid beneath the surface. A paranoid, insecure, and pessimistic character, Tom Buchanan juxtaposes the feeling of the decade. Are there any questions?
How is Tom's character compared in the 2 movies and book?
Well, Hannah, in the book, Tom's character can only be seen through his speech and through Nick's interpretation of him. This way, we see Tom as more of a minor character in the shadow of the book's namesake, Gatsby. His pessimism is more of an annoyance than a symbol. In the 1974 film, Tom is shown as whiny, unattractive, and annoying again, and he doesn't have a deeper importance to the meaning of the story. In this way, he isn't a vital character, as he is meant to be. However, in the 2013 film, Tom is angry, flashy, and self-obsessed. Compared to our analysis, this movie is the best example of him. In between his rants and self-glorifying speeches, there is a waver in his confidence as the events unfold. They built him up so much in this movie that his fall from grace is even more exemplified, thus getting his importance across. However, both movies didn't completely capture Tom's sensitivity towards Myrtle and Daisy in a few scenes, which leaves the reader seeing Tom as a pure villain rather than a complex character. Are there any other questions?
I have a question. How did Tom's character develop in general?
He was introduced as a hulking, controlling, and not a very deep person. As his affair with Myrtle commences, the reader sees Tom's need for attention and power. Then, as he starts to lose both his mistress and his wife, Tom unravels, losing his control and eventually retreating back into his arrogance and wealthy life. We only catch a quick scene of Tom's vulnerability, but that leaves a lasting effect on both the book and the movies. Anything else? Sarah?
What are the other characters' opinions of Tom, and how are these important to the development of the plot?
The other characters in the book seem to ignore Tom and treat him as an outsider. The rest of the characters try and help Daisy and Gatsby, while leaving Tom in the dark about their affair. This treatment makes it easy for the reader to treat Tom as such. This takes away from his importance at some points, when the reader should be noticing his true impact on the book. Any last questions before I finish? No.
You said that the 2013 movie was a better portrayal. Why?
Yes!
Well, the 1920s was supposed to be this wild decade full of promise and excitement. The modern music, lavish costumes, and dramatic conversations of the 2013 movie helped to bring these feelings to the present in a way that our generation can understand. The acting was so emotional, it was almost unrealistic, which kept our attention. The book was mainly dialogue, and boring lunches and dinner parties didn't help to keep our attention. While this may have been exciting for the time that the book was written, this behavior doesn't resonate with today's idea of excitement and fun. Everything in the movie was overdone and flashy, which is how the 1920s was in our minds. While the 1974 film tried to capture these same feelings, it focused more on the relationship, not the essence of the 1920s. And without that setting, it's just another tragic love story, not the American classic it's come to be. Thank you.
Sorry, I just had to go check outside. Don't know the rest of the line.
Hold up, what do I do?
Breathe deep breath. This is the good one. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was very self-centered in all 3 versions of the movie. Why are you laughing? And make his opinion known actually revealed his insecurities. That means we just heard.
She looks like she's crying.
At least now we're.
Oh, sorry.
I wasn't in the scene, so I'm in the window.
I think she died.
Subliminal messages.
A+, 100%, please. I wonder how he's gonna handle this.
No.
Wait, what?
Oh wait, what are you doing?
Get some chains.
Sure.
What's my first line?
You always look so cool. You always...
Okay, we'll just cut it.
Are we starting from the beginning?
Come on, I'll take you in the circus wagon.
You take Nick and Jordan. I'll follow in...
Oh, hold on. Ready, go. Ready.
I don't mean to interrupt your afternoon, Mr. Buchanan, but I...
Buchanan.
Tom, don't be rude.
Oh, that is my line.
You isn't causing a row. You are. Have some self-control.
Self-control? I suppose you to expect me to sit back and relax while my...
No, we can't do that.
Here. There are things between me and Daisy that you'll never know. And Daisy, I'm going to take better care of you.
She's leaving you. No, that's
Certainly
wrong.
not for... Dang it! I punched too soon.
I'm sorry. I just need to take a breath.
What happened here?
Killed on impact.
I opened my eyes.
Wait, no, because she wouldn't have seen.
You don't see me?
No.
Shoot, sorry. I'll do it again.
Okay, hold on.